What's up, comic creators? So today we're going to go over some free resources for free audio for YouTube, podcasts, sound effects, pretty much every resource that I know of to get these kind of things. But essentially where I want to start, first thing that I want to point out is the easiest and most obvious place to get free audio. For some, this may be a revelation. For others, it's just a duh moment. But did you know that YouTube has a library filled with free music and sound effects for creators within the studio? So if you're wondering how to use music from the YouTube audio library, it's very simple. All of the music you can use will tell you if you can use it for free, and most of it you can. But to utilize the resource library for free content, when on the YouTube homepage and logged into your account, you're going to click on your profile pic in the top right-hand corner of the page. Then you're going to select the YouTube Studio option in the drop-down menu. And that will actually open up your YouTube Studio back office, essentially, for YouTube creators. And once you're in your studio, on the left-hand side, you will see a list of icons, menu options in the studio, and the bottom list is your audio library. So if you click on that, that will open up to the resource library for free content for YouTube creators. So regardless if you're searching for copyright-free music for PC or copyright-free music for Mac, this is honestly the safest resource available. The other resources I'll list in this video, I have personally used myself for 5+ years and have never experienced any issues. But anything that YouTube stamps as approved and free will always be the most trustworthy source, since they have the most to lose if they're wrong, right? So, obviously in here you can search different genres, music length, and you have the sound effects, and you can search many different sound effects, all that stuff. But if you want to see their guidelines and what their rules are for using their content, I have a link in the description box below to our article on our Comic Creator website, where you can click and see all of the guidelines and stuff. It's just easier rather than searching through the YouTube homepage if you want to get there faster. We have all the links in the article for this video, so you can check that out. And then obviously on the right hand side there, you can download all the other resources. So if you're using iMovie for editing, they also have a resource library on their software that's free to use for sound effects. All of it's copyright free. You can use the sound effect within the iMovie library for projects without worrying about getting in trouble. So within your iMovie project, at the top of the screen next to My Media, you will see an option that says audio. If you select that option, it will open up a menu, and on the left-hand side, you will see an option for sound effects. So this has a pretty substantial list of various sounds that are completely free to use. If you're struggling with editing audio within iMovie, I have a quick tutorial I made that gives a full breakdown on everything you need to know on editing audio within this software. The link is up above or in the description box below. You can follow that link and just basically get a full breakdown of what you can do with audio within iMovie. Another two great resources I have been using for years are the two YouTube channels, Audio Library and No Copyright Sounds. So I have links to those channels in the description box below, but I can show you those channels right now. So none of them have anything to do with YouTube. These are just privately owned channels that post content that you can use for your videos for free. So each platform functions almost exactly the same. The music they post is free to use in your content as long as you give credit to the creator. In each of their videos on YouTube, in the description boxes, there is a link to download the track, as well as post that you need to copy and paste into your description on your video as well. So if we go into this video here on Audio Library, and then I go down to show more for the description, I can access the information that I need, basically the stuff I'm going to copy and paste, and then the link to the free download. And so you just go down there, click that link, and then it'll open up, and sometimes it's on a different website. You can go right to the creator's website or a streaming service and just download the content directly from their site. Also, if you follow the link to our article for this video at comiccreator.com, I have the links to Audio Library and No Copyright Sounds, disclaimers, and policies. They also have some disclaimers and policies written within their description boxes on each video that just basically go over the rules of how they do it. Audio Library essentially says that they're using other artists' work on their channel, and if that artist changes their music to remove the Creative Commons license, basically the license that makes it free to use on your YouTube video, then they're not responsible. So just be aware of that. I mean, that's kind of what you deal with. Like I said, the link is in the articles on cometcreator.com, so you can check those out. But when using resources such as these, that is the risk you take. So if you ever want to totally avoid it from ever happening, then the safest bet is to just use the free YouTube library that comes with your account. I've always rotated between the three depending on the type of background music I've been looking for. And I've never had any issues. I've been using both these resources for over 5 years, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't get issues popping up. So like I said, if you're comfortable with taking the risk, it's really good. A lot of people do. Obviously, both their channels have millions of subscribers. So, swim at your own risk. No lifeguard on duty, right? Okay, so one of the final resources I want to show you is Freesoundorg. Freesound is a good resource for sound effects from different artists with various different licensing setup for the audio that they offer. Their licensing setup ranges from completely free to free with limitations on being able to use the sound for commercial use. So I know this website looks older, it looks really janky, but I've used this website multiple times over the years and I've never had a problem with any of the sound downloaded from here. So when you do a search for the sound effect you need, as you scroll through the options, you'll see icons next to them that identify what the licensing agreements is for each. So when I use this website for my projects, I normally would only take the options that were completely free to use. But I can honestly say that the website came in handy when I was searching for like a very specific sound that was hard to find. So if I do a quick search here for car horn, you'll see the licensing right there that pops up, and you can kind of read through at each different licensing. So I also have a link on our article for this page, just once again, that will take you to their licensing agreement section in the website. So if you do want to read through that, you can. So you just basically go to the cometcreator.com website, and here I can do that real quick and scroll through the different things that we have. I've got the audio library stuff, obviously, that I talked about before. I've got the links to their YouTube channels, and then down at the very bottom, I'll have the link here to the licensing agreements for freesound.org. So I often get asked the question about memes and how to legally use them. So when it comes to audio, there's a good amount of memes that use copyright music and images within them to make us laugh and all that stuff. But an overarching view on fair use says that if it's transformative and meant for comedic purposes, not being claimed to have been your own creation or your own ownership on the audio used, it can be argued, if challenged, that your copyright infringement. However, there have been tons of cases with famous YouTubers that have gone to court and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting for that right. And essentially, a lot of those cases have a lot to do with when they, comment or make comedic content out of other people's creations. So in all honesty, if it's a mass-produced meme that is so generic, I've never worried about it. I've used memes on my other channel, but if I was working with a business that was offering their products, or some sort of organization or non-for-profit organization that has a specific mission that can be considered controversial to some, I normally just advise them to stay away from adding such content into their stuff, because you just don't want to give people an inch, they'll take a mile. So unfortunately, most meme generators online that you see out there, like this website you can go to that automatically generate memes, have clauses within their terms and conditions that state that all content on their platform is for personal use only, and any commercial use or public use is at your own risk. So if there's a piece of content that you want to use, it's up to you. I know that if that content contains copyrighted audio or footage, there is a chance of it being claimed. I've had videos that I've used memes on claimed before, and specifically it was because they used like pop music or music that's modern music that people are seeing or hearing that's popular, and typically that's a great way to get claimed. But that's also amongst the millions upon millions of content out there that's already using it. So There's certain memes that were released with the understanding that people can and will use them for free. A good example is the one we're watching now, the Shia LaBeouf's Just Do It rant that everyone uses. If you go into the original post, there is mention that it is fair use as long as you're not using it for commercial purposes like selling a product and all that kind of stuff. I have a link for that video that we're watching now in the article, comiccreator.com article on Vimeo. So in this case, you can use this kind of content on your videos and you don't have to worry about it because that was what this piece of content was created for. And there's other stuff like this out there as well. So this stuff you're always safe to use because they created it for that purpose. If you're looking for low-cost free ways and some low-cost microphones to record better audio, I have a link up above and in the description box below. Check that out and I can give you a list of the stuff that I use. Some cool ideas there as well. Do not forget to check out the link in the description box below for who buys this. The only hint I can give you is the pickle is saying Yodelehihu. I promise it's not a bad thing. You just need to check it out. It's super weird. All right, comic creators, I'll catch you next time.